I've been looking at this looksmaxxer guy, Clavicular. I'm going to do a video on him. I was going to do a video on him just about looksmaxxing in general, as someone who has accidentally, they call it ascended. They were said, from going from like an unattractive person to a good-looking person. I've done that with surgery. It was not the reason why I did it. It was for health reasons, but it's a welcome side effect, I would say. So I've been planning on doing a video on this Clavicular guy, and then he ran over someone in his car while streaming. And I realized watching this, I was like, oh, he's Patrick Bateman. This guy's Patrick Bateman. He spends an inordinate amount of time on his face, his physical appearance, and the shallow pursuit of how he is perceived by other people, and he tries to kill people as well. And he is very damaged on the inside and insecure and hates himself very deeply. But he gets over that by making strangers love him and killing some of them. He's Patrick Bateman, the most autistic man ever. Is Clavicular. Very interesting character. The man smokes meth to stay lean, or at least that's what he said he smokes meth for. Now I believe he just smokes meth because he is addicted to meth. Every video I see of this guy, he looks more and more on meth. The dude's unraveling quickly. You ever see that? It reminds you of that guy on Reddit that tried to get addicted to heroin to see if he could stop taking heroin, and it just ruined his life, and he ended up descending into insanity and madness, and then eventually stopped posting on Reddit entirely. Maybe dead. That reminds me of this guy, except we get to watch it on Kick. How exciting. How phenomenal is that? I love that you can just run over someone in your car while you're live streaming on Twitch, on Kick, and you just nothing happens. Hasn't been arrested. I think he got banned, but now I'm seeing clips from him. Is he streaming still, or is he on a different platform? I don't know, but he's got all of his other social media. I remember if you were like, I don't know about these vaccines, you would lose all of your social media accounts like that. Now you can run over someone in a Cybertruck, advocate for like race science, and then nothing happens. You get more subscribers. The internet's, and I don't know, is that good? We'll see. We'll find out. All I know for certain is China's laughing. Every time something like this, China goes, excellent. The 1,000-year plan is working perfectly. What's your plan to destroy America? Just let them keep letting them have fun. Just let them be America, and we'll just wait. How will you defeat America? Waiting, mostly waiting. We're just going to sit there and watch. We don't have to do anything. They're doing it to themselves, right? So I'm all those looksmaxxers fascinate me. It's like because of TikTok, finally, teenage boys get to have eating disorders too, right? They used to be just teenage girls used to have that thanks to fashion magazines. They would have anorexia and bulimia. Now thanks to bodybuilding TikToks and looksmaxxers, teenage boys get to look in the mirror and be like, oh my God, I have a recessed maxilla. What the fuck is that? Go play with a ball. Every time I see one of these looksmaxxers and I see that they have millions of followers talking about recessed maxillas and fucking what's the other one? The one of the tilt of the eye, canthal tilt. Every time I see that, I'm like, I think maybe Australia was right to ban social media. If I was fucking 14 years old worrying about the canthal tilt of my eye, I mean, what did I care about when I was 14? I was trying to beat I was trying to beat Dr. Robotnik in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube, and it was so frustrating that I cried a little bit. And then when spoilers, when Shadow died at the end, I cried. I was devastated because I thought Shadow was so cool. You know, if someone looked at me and was like, "Hey man, the tilt of your eyeballs are off," I might kill myself. You know, I can't. I'm barely dealing with the grief of Shadow dying in space alone. All right, I can't be thinking about whether my eyes are pointed up or down. It's it's not good, dude. But it's a little bit of balance, you know. I bet all these girls are being like, finally, you boys understand it now. I saw he said the funniest thing. This clavicular guy is being interviewed by a right-wing person, which, by the way, is hilarious. Like, this kid very outwardly says he does not give a fuck about politics at all. But he's being interviewed by the most influential right-wing pundits, and the only thing the only remotely political thing I've seen this guy do is blast out the N-word in public on stream. And say it a lot, and right-wing people are like, close enough, you're Republican. What are your thoughts on immigration policy? I have none. I just want a really sharp jawline, and I want to mog people. Okay, but you said slurs, yeah? Yeah. All right, you're Republican. That's why they win. You know? If left-wing people were like, "Hey, what do you care? What do you think about socialized healthcare?" and they were like, "Oh, I don't really have an opinion, but I want to punch people that have lots of money," they'd be like, "Well, that's not really us, so you can't hang." Republicans don't do that. They're like, "Well, you know, you said slurs, we'll have you." And this right-wing guy, I can't remember his name, he's like a Daily Wire dude. He goes, "What do you think about trans people?" And Clavicular goes, "I don't care. I don't care if trannies want to disfigure themselves. That's one more person to mog." Just going, yeah, if they want to make themselves ugly, that makes me hotter. Law of averages. If everyone else gets ugly and fat, I, by default, get hotter by doing nothing. I like that. You know, I mean, that's essentially the billionaire's position. If everybody else gets poorer, by default, I get hotter. That's what inflation is, right? So if you can do things to manipulate the general economy to make the dollar worthless while you hold assets, you get more money by doing nothing. That's why Australia is so fucked. That's why you can't buy a house. Because of the powers that be are manipulating economic forces beyond the average person's comprehension to make the dollar worthless, because rich people don't want money. They want assets that are worth money, because as the dollar decreases in value, the asset increases in worth, and you can use that to take loans out on an asset to get this fake money that only devalues. So you might take out a loan for $100,000 that doesn't need to be paid off for 20 years. By the time those 20 years are off, $100,000 is like $20. So you've effectively paid off less money than what you borrowed, even including the interest, because the value of the dollar has decreased while the asset that you used that loan to buy has increased. And that's why you can't buy a house. And that's why, even though I bought a house, the fucking mortgage is more expensive than I can afford. So support the show on Patreon, and you get a cool enamel pin. We'll send it to you, free shipping, if you're an annual member. Put that Christmas money to good use.